How does this look, honey? Love swing, ladies and gentlemen!
You guys, by the way, I hate to point out, Jensen, but you and Rob dressed exactly the same in Minneapolis
Last weekend, yeah. And, look, man, you know? When you got it, you got it.
It's awkward because my ladder only barely fits outside his room. I just barely see what he's picking up. Keep it steady, Borja. I'm trying. Keep it steady.
Got it! Blue shirt, black pants!
The cops are coming. Go.
What?
Who would you cast as Dina and Samantha?
I mean, you guys with drag would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'd have to wear a wig, but he could just braid his hair. I'd braid it for you.
Thank you.
Problem.
I'm good. We all know Jensen auditioned for Sam. So my question was, if Jensen played Sam, how would you play him differently from Jared?
I don't think you auditioned for Sam though, because those are the sides. But that's just because those were the sides, right?
Well, they were only casting Sam.
Yeah, so that makes it sound like the audition for Sam didn't get. So they just released Sam auditions. They weren't auditioning these yet. They were just like, hey, everybody's going to come in and read these same scenes as the character Sam, and we'll see if we like you for this, and you for that, and this for this, and this for that.
Yeah, original. Well, yes. I think as I understood, they wanted to get their Sam first, and then start reading for Deans, start looking for Deans. But they invited a few people in to read for Sam that they just wanted to see as potential Deans, but they weren't releasing any of Dean's dialogue. So everybody was reading the same audition scene, and it was a Sam scene. And so I went in there, you know, I went in there to
I told Dad there was something in my closet. He gave me a 45.
And then they asked Jared to do it the way I did it in the audition scene.
There was a lot of this.
And then Vampire Diaries was born, and the smolder was ruined forever. No, so I went and I read that scene, and then as soon as the scene was over, I was like, but listen guys, I'm gonna be honest. I read the breakdown on Dean, and I'm feeling that might be a little bit more in my wheelhouse. And both David Nutter and Eric Kripke were sitting right there going, we know. And so I think it was just a formality, like they didn't have any Dean side scenes set up to read. So I read the part of Sam, but it was more of a general audition. And then I never came back and read for Dean. In fact, the next time we auditioned was when I met him, and it was the final audition for the network. It was
We got it. We booked it.
Thanks.
First question: How would Jensen's Sam be different than Jared's Sam?
Right.
He'd be
Yes.
shorter.
Yes, I would be shorter. And that's it. I wouldn't change anything else. I don't dream as Dean. I don't think I do. Yeah.
Most of my Sam dreams, honestly, most of my Sam dreams are not as Sam. It's more like my work to do for Sam. Like it's my dreams as Jared, going to work or something at work, being at work, something going on, not necessarily in character.
I'll dream that Jensen is in a situation that you would see on Supernatural. Like there's kind of a recurring themed dream where it's, you know, apocalyptic. It actually, oddly enough,
That's terrifying.
Yeah, no, if I could control it, I would. There's a movie coming out. It's got a really bad title. It's Owen Wilson, and he's like, what is it? No Escape. I saw that trailer, and I'm like, that's my dream. I literally have that kind of dream, and and I always have somebody that is either injured or slow or that I'm having to carry, and trying to save their life and my life. Oh yeah, we're being chased. No, it's not even zombies. It's like military or like terrorists or. It's awesome. It's a really fun dream. But yeah, that is my reoccurring nightmare that I have. It's I don't know what it means. If there's anybody that reads dreams out there, don't tell me because I don't want to know.
I'm going to get a voice recorder or something and put it on loop. I'm going to record the commercial and like slip it under Jensen's bed. Every night as he's sleeping, I'll like computer activate it to where you actually are hearing. Ah, no.
The good news is though, it's I've never I haven't lost yet. Like I always make it. So
you're not being loose, Chester. Hi.
Hi. So I was wondering if you guys had to sum each other up in 3 words, what words would you use?
Jensen. No, that wasn't the description. That was telling him to start.
And that would have been 1 word. 3 words?
Jeez. That doesn't count as a word. That's not a word.
Does that count?
They're a lot. They're a lot. I mean, we've known each other for a long time in a pretty thorough way.
Obviously, he has a poor choice of words right now. So maybe this isn't a good question for either of us.
Like a volcano. It's actually. What's a good 1 word for hard work? Diligent, maybe? Diligent? Stalwart? Dedicated?
Are you giving me ideas for you?
No. That you can borrow them if you want to. Handsome. I would say. Yeah, talented, loyal. Yeah, but that's not really an adjective.
That's just descriptive.
God, I mean, it's tough. It's tough to sum it up with 3 words. My vocabulary is not as good as it used to be.
Shorter than me!
Shorter than I. Yeah, 2 of your words can be grammar Nazi.
Yeah.
Difficult, but if I were to not use 3 words but 3 descriptions, I'd say he's loyal to a fault. He's dedicated to his friends and family, and he's genuinely caring.
That is not 3 words.
3 ideas. I don't know. There's probably a word.
It's like 3 words. Okay.
He likes to play golf.
Father, friend that works hard, and when he shows up for work, he's always dedicated to his craft, and he
Yes, that
loves
works.
himself.
Yeah.
He loves his friends and his family. And he dedicates his work.
That's my favorite word.
Yeah, I'd say right in there somewhere. Okay,
There might be a word for that in like German or something.
That's fine. Yeah.
It's a long German word. Anybody know German?
You know what? I got it. A good friend.
I was really excited to do a show that was very different than the one that I was currently doing, though I love the one that I was currently doing. But I've been a fan of the X-Files, I've been a fan of like Twilight Zone growing up, my dad and I would watch it. And so I liked the genre. I didn't want to do a campy, supernatural themed, sci-fi themed show like Buffy or Angel. They're all fun, charmed, they're all great, but I didn't want to do that show. But I was like, if it's an X-Files type show or Twilight Zone, yeah, absolutely. And then reading the script, and I'm a lifelong Star Wars fan, and we talked earlier about the archetypes, and so I immediately clicked with the story and the overarching storylines and the archetypes, and I just thought it was a great, cool idea, and I was excited to do 1 episode of it. 1 episode of it.
Looking for work.
Oh yeah, that too.
And here comes along a script that is getting some pretty good feedback, and they are interested in us. Where do I sign?
How much do I have to pay?
Yeah. What's the story about? Actually, I don't care. It's a job, and I'm in. What do I have to do? Oh, I have to put on a gym teacher's outfit? Okay. I can do that. Bees? Get the rid of bees? Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we can do that. It's, I would say that, Jared and I have gone out and auditioned and tried out for numerous projects. Some that were really bad, some that were really good, those we didn't get any of those. And we just so happened that there was a show that came along, and they were interested in us from the start almost. Luckily, because we had a couple of people that were involved with the producing side of it that knew who we were, and so that relationship really kind of paid out. And it just it was just kind of a bonus that the script was so great, the characters were so good, and that Eric was such a talent, and here we are today. So it's nobody could.
And here y'all are today. Paint strippers, like bars, paint strippers.
Right, stripping the paint off the clothes. I knew you knew how to do that. Like a body shop, right?
Yeah, the body shop.
Magic Winchester.
I'll never imagine. Magic Winchesters.
Magic Winchester XXL.
A suitcase just fainted. And then the suitcase just went. Is this one in there? I think Sam would like to be a teacher, but I think Jared would like to be a teacher, so I don't know.
A surf instructor.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
And so I took JJ and we went to this little farm here where they've got like goats, and it's kind of a petting zoo and stuff. And the weather was bad, so there was nobody there. And it was just the two of us. And the lady was like, "Hey, you guys going in? You got to put one to yourself." So we went out. We were feeding the ducks and feeding the roosters, and we were chasing some chickens, and then with the rabbits and the guinea pigs. And then they had this big thing with little goats. And I'm like, "Oh, this is cool. We can walk right in and hang out in the goat pen." So I walked in.
Things you don't often say out loud.
So I walked in, I let JJ go. She's like running around and like pushing on the goats, and I'm like, "Oh, that's really." I'm taking pictures with my phone, and then I look over, and two goats are kind of squared off to each other, and then they just go boom, and like one knocks the other one totally like off its feet, and I'm like, "And we're leaving. Let's go." I just had visions of her just getting pummeled, like that Stride commercial, like where the ram takes off. That's all I saw was just JJ going like, leaning over and like, "Yeah, okay, we're going back to the bunnies."
And they're not good at keeping secrets. Like when Jen goes out of town or something, and I have the boys. I love it. We sleep in, we watch Ice Age. Something the next day, she's like, "How were they?" Like, great time. Went to bed on time. We went outside, yada yada. "Hey Tom, did you like yesterday?" "I ate candy."
Well, we are on par for being those guys. So
He must have found it. I don't know how he got it. Like still has pizza stains on. His clothes on from like 2 days before. Oh yeah, I'll have the kids every now and again, and she'll be out. She's like, "Hey, do you want to come meet up?" And I'm like, "Sure." And so I'll get the kids and put them in clothes, and then she'll put the rest on, and like they don't have shoes on. And so I guess one of the pictures made it to one of the websites, and the kids weren't wearing shoes, and she was like, "I told you to put shoes on them." We don't let our kids wear shoes. They're just running city streets. Fun times pictures.
Speaking of approachable, Norton. You know what time it is now. Robbie, what time is it? It is the last question.
Last question. It's the last question.
The very last question.
It's the last question.
Just one question.
It's the last question.
Say it ain't so.
It's the last question.
We need 2 awkward seats.
Have a seat. Have a seat.
2 awkward seats.
Have a seat. This is where this is the awkward portion of the evening.
Say hi to the family.
You posted on your Twitter that you were all costumed up and ready to mingle at San Diego Comic-Con, and we all want to know, who did you cosplay as and how did you come across that?
That's her name? I want to see your birth certificate. What's your last name? I mean, yeah.
What's your name? Melissa. That makes more sense. Or was Melissa your question? Just kidding.
Everybody, question is, Melissa?
Gotcha. Okay. So you're referring to a tweet that I sent out saying that I was going to mingle amongst the Comic-Con weekend thing, and I was costumed up. No. I can't give away my secrets.
Did you notice the cosplayer who was being followed by like 10 security guys? It's always a good sign of like when they...
I dressed up as Dean Winchester. No, I did not. I was just getting to San Diego, and I was gearing up to go mingle amongst the people that were there.
Is anybody at Comic-Con?
I did not. Yeah, I didn't go out on the floor. That might be dangerous.
I'm dying to...
I would love to go.
No, I don't know if I have the patience to actually wait, so I would be the guy like...
Let me ask you this: who would you cosplay as to go and walk down on the floor at Comic-Con?
Chewbacca.
I think, you know, something. The entire band said that in unison. This is never Chewbacca, you be Chewbacca.
We can't start a song on time.
Okay.
Do you remember that Bryan Cranston
Yes.
famously walked the floor in a high
With a
school?
Walter White.
Yeah, they came on right after our panel on Hall H. He was in there in the Hall H waiting room.
Oh, that's awesome. Wearing the mask?
Yeah, y'all hosted 1 year too late.
Yeah, I guess so.
Was he weirded out that you were dressed as Chewbacca? Is that,
He was.
did you try to have it removed?
He did. Guys, thank you for the
Thank you.
That was the last
Thank you.
question. Ladies and gentlemen, Jensen and Jared Conway. Thank you, Vancouver. We appreciate you very much. This is the city that houses the show that we love, and we're very thankful not only for letting us film here and taking such good care of us, but for showing up to something like this and showing the support. And it's always humbling and inspiring, and we thank you, and we're really happy that they can see the love that you guys. Thank you. Love you too. Love you too. Thank you all very much. There you go.
deliver them. You know what? Can you throw them from there?
No, I'm just kidding.
Very cool. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
He always does that. That really.
Has anybody ever said a cheesy pickup line?
Yeah, like, did you just fall out of the plane because you're the bomb? Something stupid like that.
This is a little dirty, I guess. I was at a restaurant in New York with two of my friends, and I was in a relationship at the time. And we were eating, and our waitress at the end of the meal came and sat next to me and put her hand on my thigh like this, you know, and there's a piece of paper in it. And she goes, "Just bought a new mattress. I'd love some help breaking it in." My buddy's going, "What?" He walks away. I was like, take this. So, needless to say, I did not help anybody break anything in. I think Sam still does have demon blood in him.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, girl. I think so. I think it's going to be something that plays him for a long time. Oh, is there more?
Yeah. So,
She was still stalling, actually. That wasn't even
a question. That was an appetizer question.
have you seen Facebook posts? There's a much longer version. Also from season 11, Provo, is the darkness seeking out Sam? Because it looks like it has Sam with Demon Blood written all over it. And the flashbacks, it sort of gave me flashbacks to when the levee breaks and that kind of thing.
There was a bit of an echo. Is the darkness seeking out Sam? Well, the darkness is around, and something is seeking out Sam. I don't want to give away too much of who and what, but yeah, that promo came out. I didn't know the promo came out until a couple days ago. They were like, "Cool promo." I was like, I wasn't told about anything. So I watched it, and it's nice and torturing, which was kind of terrifying. But yeah, we'll see a lot of the darkness, and we'll see a lot of things seeking out Sam and Ackles.
You need tearaways.
Oh my gosh,
I love it when they do things at the same time.
Was there anything funny that happened, and who was the weakest link?
The Tough Mudder?
Man.
The weakest link, oddly enough, was the one we were counting on the most.
Oh yeah.
Which was Ozra.
Yeah.
We thought, all right, listen, if in doubt, we're going to just rely on the ninja to get us through, and it'll be fine. And he ended up having some knee issues, like...
He has lifelong knee issues, right? And so he didn't have cartilage in his knees from gymnastics and stuff. And so after, what, 6 or 7 miles,
we ended up, like,
carrying him.
He and I actually started carrying him, like,
and then there was
on our backs.
I think there were some funny parts with Mans. So at the 2 mile mark, it's 10.5 miles or something, at the 2 mile mark, Jason Mans is like, "All right, fellas, that's it." I'm like, "What is he out?" He's like, "Nope, I've now officially run more today than I had all year." And then there's a part called like the fireman carry, where you team up and you carry one person for 50 yards and then they carry you for 50 yards. So naturally they put me and Mans together because we're the biggest ones. And so this is like 8 miles in.
I got Richard's space, so I got off easy. I'm like, "All right, Rich, high five."
So Mans, I was like, "Okay, let me get down. And so I get down like this, and he goes to get on my back, but we're all muddy, and so he ends up launching over my back. Let's do it again. And so he like leapfrogged over me. We just ended up like face planting.
And Jason, for those of you who don't know, Jason's a very close friend of ours, and some of his music's been on the show, but he fluctuates in weight quite often, and he was at his rather larger size when we decided to do this Tough Mudder run. And I remember there was a I think it was called the Berlin Wall was the obstacle.
Oh, yeah.
And it was basically like a 10-foot wooden wall that we had to get over. So Jared and I were able to like just jump, grab the top, and pull ourselves over. Jason's like, "I'm gonna need a little help, guys." So I backed myself up against the wall and I gave him one of the footholds, and he stepped on it, then stepped on my shoulder. then put his other foot on this shoulder, and I'm just like, they're all over the wall, and I'm like, okay, and he's like, and he goes, hey man, I'm gonna have to jump. So I think he was pushed like 260, yeah. And so I've got 260 on my shoulders, and then now he's going to do this. And then we got over, so it happened, and I was like, wow, that was not cool. And then we get over the wall, and I'm like, there's another one? So I had to do the same thing again. But it was a lot of fun. We had a good time, and I think there's lots of talk of us doing it again next year, and possibly having a bigger team. We only had 6 guys this time. I think the word's gotten out. Everybody's like, well, I want to do it. Misha's in, Cohen's in. So well, if I'm going to honestly answer your question, I would want to be a merman. And that's only because my daughter makes me watch The Little Mermaid all the time. And no, I'm not going to recite it for you or sing any of the songs. But just know that I can.
And he does in his trailer.
Shut up. All right, guys. Thank you. We're gonna. Oh wait, mermaid or fairy?
Fairy.
Of course. You're too good to be a fairy.
We're just gonna sing on the lows. We're just doing some hugsies. 1 second. I hate it when guys come on stage and interrupt the band. It's just so annoying. Ladies and gentlemen, Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki.
A car wash scene coming in too. Can we get a
What? A car wash scene? Like with soap suds and stuff?
Yeah, we all
Soap
want to
suds
see
and
baby
short
once.
shorts? No. Maybe.
Most of it.
You can tell this story, Jared, if you'd like.
Okay.
I believe it.
So there is a car wash scene in the Men of Letters garage. The car washing is going on as I get to the scene, and I admittedly hadn't really said hi to Jensen that morning yet. So seeing him in his outfit, if you could call it that, it wasn't a lot of... It was more inner thigh than I cared to see.
Yeah.
So you'll have to promise to watch up to at least episode 4 of this season. Y'all promise? Thank you very much. Love the shirt.
I will say that there might be a little added footage on the gag reel once that comes out. Of said car wash scene. I mean, I can think of several of that right now, but yeah.
That's in the backyard.
One that comes to mind, I have a guitar that was my father's guitar in college, and it's from Sears and Roebuck. And it is a wide neck nylon string guitar, and it is the guitar that he gave me when I left at 18 years old to move to California and said, here, maybe this will keep you company. And It has kept me company for almost 20 years now, so.
I have the very first call sheet of any professional job I did, which was not Gilmore Girls. It was actually a pilot I did as a senior in high school, and I kept that call sheet for my very first day of work. And I have it in my filing cabinet in my office, and it's just something special. It's kind of
Why don't you frame it?
I might. I also
Put it up and
yeah, I have some cool like John Moore, who directed Flight of the Phoenix. My character had a red cap on, and he framed it with a quote cut out of the script that my character said. So it's kind of cool. One of these days, I'll get around to kind of putting everything in proper frames. But yeah.
Young MacGyver?
No, Young MacGyver was later. It was Silent Witness, which became Crossing Jordan.
Volcanoes?
It came out with like...
It's like buttons. Procrastination. Yeah, that one works. Volcanoes. Yes. Jared with his shirt off. Yeah, that one's stuck.
Jensen in short shorts. See them, but you know, my alarm is going off at 6 o'clock in the morning. It sounds like this: "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy." So I
That's, you know, that's just.
That's why we don't have nice things, Jensen. That's why we don't have nice things. So yes, very friendly with
I
co-stars.
just walked backstage and my two nephews are sitting back there like, I don't get it.
I wish I could touch on this earlier today. When you move to Hollywood and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna be famous and I'm gonna do like action movies and stuff like that and be cool. You always feel like, is that what you were like when you moved to Hollywood? No, that was you. I'm gonna be on Days of Our Lives.
We need to get you some brick pants. Choice. Preferably Dean. Dean comes in. All right, Sam. Sam, come on in. Now, you line up what the vampire's head would be. Line that machete up. Perfect. Now the vampire steps out, and we roll camera and action. Now, Sam, step out. Vampire, step in. Okay. Now we line it up. Line it up, get it right there, perfect. And action. Then, enter Robin Props. She is head of our prop department on set. She brings in a rubber head. Then she holds it right about where the vampire's head would have been. She looks at the camera guys. She said, are we all good? And 3, 2, 1. Head.
Woo!
And that's how we chop off vampires' heads.
I like fire. Yeah, thank you. I have learned recently that my pastimes are best when I really just try and lay low. Yeah, they're non-existent. But like when I go home, and Jensen and I talk about this, when we go to Austin, my family and like my friends will call and be like, hey, I heard you're coming down. What do you want to do? We should get together. And I'm like, that all sounds great. I don't want an itinerary. Like, if y'all come up, great. But I'm not making one plan. And unfortunately, it's made me very like indecisive in life because I don't want to be forced to make a decision. I'm sort of like, whatever.
You don't want to come home and have a schedule.
I don't want to come home to a schedule. And so I just like to lay low, hang with the kids, go swim, get in the water, get on a jet ski or something, and
get on a jet ski, take a picture of yourself on a jet ski, then Photoshop it and putting yourself on the jet ski in my pool. And then sending me the picture going, hey, I'm looking after your pool, everything's good to go, while I'm in Vancouver filming.
True story. It's a true story. Hey Jensen, I'm gonna go check on your house. Fast forward 2 hours to me sending pictures of him, like of me on the jet ski.
The whole water is squirting out, and he's like sitting in the pool. I'm like, how did they even get the jet ski in the pool? Not thinking that he even could figure out how to Photoshop a picture.
Tweet the picture.
What?
Tweet the picture.
Tweet the picture?
Yes.
You should.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Julia with the last question.
My question is, what is your favorite part about playing Sam and Dean? How has it affected your lives?
Well, it brought you to us. So that's one good thing.
My favorite part.
Look at, first of all,
Look at your family.
this is how it's affected our lives. Pretty cool, huh? Yep, one big dysfunctional family.
I'm damn proud of it.
And we love it.
So I feel like the friendships and the relationships I've made and the overall positive that Supernatural has been able to mean for both me and my family, but for everybody, for our family here in Dallas, for our family a couple weeks ago in Vancouver and Minneapolis, and a couple weeks from now in New York and all over the world. I think it's been able to make a really positive impact, and it's so cool knowing that we're a part of it. You know.
It has certainly changed our lives in many, many ways, and we hope that we brought a little something to you guys as well. So, thanks for being here. Everybody, round of applause. Thank you so much.
That was the last question. That was the last question. That was the last question. Is that what you wanted? Yeah. I was really confused because you were going to give me signals and you're like, last question. I'm like, I know it's the last question. It's like a song. Last question.
That's a cue. For starters,
That's the
Jared went rogue. Okay,
Yeah.
let's just call this out. We always rehearse this. We spend hours
Hours.
every week rehearsing.
We actually flew up to Vancouver last week.
to really get into a razor
rehearsing
day.
with you and
oh yeah.
Felt like you always send me down to fetch the last question person. You went totally off script.
I had to go say hi to somebody.
Just went rogue. I love it, but you threw Benedict off. He's not.
it just never happens.
like-
Usually my game is solid.
He's over it, gentlemen.
I have a callback. When we were in Vancouver, we said we have a cowbell with your name on it. We went ahead and etched JPEG into our cowbell.
Did you have a drumstick? Did you give the man a drumstick?
No, we're not giving him a weapon. we just and also
I love we etched JPEG. By etched they mean took a silver Sharpie
that's right.
and wrote JPEG on it.
That's right, Jensen.
Yeah.
By the way,
Let's just clarify there.
This is very
There was no
clearly.
engraving done on the metal.
This has very clearly been used and beaten up and used.
And it's like a 4-year-old did it too. Have you met my friend James Benedict? That's all right.
We went and got your cowbell, we etched it. It's like some old cowbell they found that has silver Sharpie marker.
Here's the other thing. I'm gonna need that back.
And you spelled J wrong.
You know, the people in the back for a few seconds thought you went out and did something lovely, and now they know the truth.
Yeah.
You did nothing at all.
No, that's the only cowbell we got.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We'll just turn it around so you can't see JPEG written on it.
put your hands together for Mr. Jensen Ackles and Mr. Jared Cadillac. Way to go, boys.
Here's the opera talking over. So many so good.